bottom line, this is your Wagner multi-purpose power steamer. The important part of that is the power that you're getting from Wagner. Yes, I did exactly what you're seeing right there. I used it to clean the new bathrooms in my new home and the shower heads and into the kitchen, even my upholstery and my furniture, and to steam my clothes. You are getting power from Wagner that's going to get into all those nooks and crannies and those cracks where all that dirt where you can't get into. It's going to steam without using any of those harsh chemicals. If you just put in brand new floors like I did, I use my Wagner steamer. Maybe you've got some wallpaper you want to take off the wall like I did. I use my Wagner steamer. The difference in Wagner is the power. It is that stainless steel boiler inside. So it gets the heat up quickly and it gives you the power that you need. What we do at HSN, we make sure you have all the accessories that you need and we give it to you at a birthday price of less than $100. Look, you're getting the power steamer and your hose and your steamer gun and your funnel and your angled adapter. You're getting your straight adapter, your extension poles, your squeegee, your fabric steamer, your microfiber bonnet, all of that included to clean top, bottom, left, right, to get the wrinkles out of things. Even if you have pets and maybe on your couch, use the steam to get it out. That's it right there. It's got wheels on it, so you can pull it around the house and it will follow you all the way. You're going to put 40 ounces of water in it. You're going to give it about 6 to 8 minutes, I found. Give it 6 to 8 minutes to heat up, to get that steam up, and then you are ready to go from a leading brand in home. You've seen us talk about the Wagner spray paint. You've seen us talk about all of the Wagner items. I have loved this over the past couple of weeks, having it in my home, cleaning and peeling that wallpaper. Normally $160 on a birthday price of $99.99, free shipping and handling, 5 flexible payments. My friend Lou Caputo is here. Look, we got quite a setup here. Kudos to the crew for bringing in this setup because of all the things it can do. We needed to show you, and then everything that you're getting. Lou, I think I used every one of these bits in my new home.
I bet you did, actually. Well, let me guess what your favorite one was.
This one. It is so satisfying.
Wallpaper remover.
That's wallpaper. It is so satisfying.
Yeah, sure.
Because steam will get into places that you can't, right?
No, exactly. And you're getting 18 different pieces with this when you buy this today, okay? Literally, you'll be able to clean everything from the floor to the ceiling, everywhere in between, indoors, outdoors.
Yeah.
And the biggest difference with this one is that it has a stainless steel boiler inside, okay? And if you don't know what that's going to do for you, I'm going to show you just in a second, because it literally gives you the pressure, the power to get those stains off. Let's go to the window right here, because we got a lot of demos to get through.
Yeah.
So first thing I always like to do, and I don't know if you're doing this at home, but you should. There's an 8-foot hose on this, okay? So it's got a really good reach. But here's the thing: if it sits for a while,
you clear out a little, right?
You clear the water out of it, because what happens is the steam that's inside of this hose, if it's just sitting, it's going to turn back into water. So just pull the trigger for a second. I've got a bucket back here. You can see already how much steam's coming out of that. Let's clean a window, okay? This could be a sliding glass door. This could be your shower stall. It could be a car window. It doesn't matter. We give you an attachment, as you see right here, that's going to give you copious amounts of steam. Like that word? Copious amounts, okay? I'm going to use this on the window right here. This could be lime scale. This could be soap scum. It could be calcium. Watch this. Take that steamer. Now, there is on this attachment a squeegee. So as I go down the window, it's actually drying it at the same time as I'm pulling it down. And you can see the job that this is doing here. Because of that boiler that's inside, it is kicking out a tremendous amount of steam. And in just seconds, we've cleaned this whole thing off. Now, I might just take the squeegee and go back and make sure that there's no streaks on here. But boom, just like that, we've got the job done. Already dried those spots because of that squeegee, and it's beautiful. And guess what? No chemicals, just water.
Just water, just the power of steam. But the difference is, look, there are other steamers out there, but the difference is the power that you need. If you're not getting that power, sometimes steam won't get in there, it won't do the job. And Wagner is giving it to you. We're giving you all the accessories that you need. And the fact that, Lou, you know, I love just pulling this thing behind me.
It's on
wheels. The wheels will roll behind me just using it.
Why would you carry it if you didn't have to?
No, you don't. You don't have to. So this is what you do. You put 40 ounces of water in it. You tighten down the top, the knob there. Wait about 6 to 8 minutes. It'll heat up. The orange light goes off. Boom. And you're ready to go.
And look at how much steam comes out of there, too, all right? A long time ago, somebody told me that if a steamer can kick out about 2 feet of steam, it's a good steamer. This going about, like, what, 8 feet?
Much
Hitting your car
yeah,
away. I mean, look at that. That's a lot of steam coming out of this, okay?
That's great.
So you're getting that power. Let's clean in the kitchen, okay? This is what the stovetop looks like when I cook. Not when my wife cooks, when I cook, okay? And the only way to get this off of there is a lot of scrubbing, a lot of chemicals, or you could use your Wagner.
Yes.
So if you take your Wagner, I'm going to show you, and I'm going to explain to you what the steam's going to be doing for you, okay? So it's steam on demand. I pull the trigger, I get steam, right? The minute that steam starts to come out of there, the heat from the steam is emulsifying. It's melting any fats or any grease that might be on here. Then the water that's in the steam is softening everything up, and then the pressure that's coming from that boiler literally blasts that off of there. Watch this. One quick wipe around, just like this, and look how gorgeous that is.
Cuts right through that sticky
Isn't
mess,
that amazing?
Greasy. Yeah, and it's so satisfying to be able to do that. To just
and no
cut
odors.
Right through. No, it's true. That is the other thing. It also will, listen, it cleans, it sanitizes, it deodorizes.
All at the same time.
All steam is that powerful and that strong. And all you're not using any special water, right? At least, as I didn't.
No,
I just used...
if you want to, you can use distilled water, but you don't have to.
Okay, good.
You can use tap water. You know what I found out?
What?
Tap water is free.
You know, you turn your knob.
Turn the knob on, the water comes out.
And look,
Free.
and then you're doing all this cleaning. All right, how about this?
Here's everybody's dirty little secret in their home, and that's inside the oven. Because you can close that door and forget that it's there, all right?
Yes.
2 ways to clean this. Use the self-cleaning oven feature. Takes a really long time, makes the house smell like it's burning down. Or the other feature is you spray it with that chemical foam, shut the oven, get out of the house. Because it smells, all right?
Yes.
Or you can take your Wagner and get immediate gratification. Look at the way I'm just going back and forth, and it's literally obliterating everything that's on here. I'm just going to do half of it just like that. I'm going to grab one of my microfibers. We're going to give this one wipe, and I want you to see immaculate.
Just
look at that.
Just cuts right through. And with the little, with the accessories that you're getting, look, you can even see through there. With the accessories that you're getting, Lou, if you needed to, and I had a couple spots where I needed to scrub a little bit, but those little accessories like you have on here will do that little scrubbing for me, right?
So you're getting a set of nylon brushes, 4 nylon brushes. You're getting 2 of the brass brushes, so you can actually use the brass brushes on your grill outside.
Yes.
You know, the wheels on your car. I wouldn't use them, on both, but you get 2 of them, so you can split them up.
But I mean, they'll get down in those little harder spots. The steam is blasting it, and then you can scrub it.
Look at that.
At under $100, you're going to use this for so much. We're going to keep moving here.
I'm going to move this over using the wheels. Just give it a little push. By the way, there's a handle on there as well if I needed to pick it up. Let's say I'm going up and down stairs. Let's do the kitchen real quick, okay?
Oh, boy.
So here we are in the kitchen. I want you to see something. So the bottom of your pots and pans. You might think like, Lou, it's a little excessive to break out a steamer to do this. But if you've got soft metals on the bottom of your pans and you've got a burnt-on mess like this, watch the way, and by the way, there's lettering in this that's embossed. Watch the way I can take the Wagner and literally it just eats right through this. It melts it right off of there. That's actually why it can melt the glue on the wallpaper. It's because it comes out at such a high temperature. But I want you just to see, look at the beautiful job that did. Now, I'm not happy with this spot. I'm going to give it one more blast right here. Yeah. Look at the job that does. Get that? Boom. Look how gorgeous.
Again,
in just seconds.
Again, no chemicals, no chemical odor.
Got in the grooves.
Got in there, got inside.
Isn't that amazing?
That's the thing. Steam will get to places that you can't get to.
Absolutely.
I will tell you.
Places like that.
And place where you cannot get to. Look, $99.99 right now.
Isn't that great?
Get it home. Listen, for 30 days. Here at HSN, we give you 30 days to try everything out. You're going to see all the things that you can use steam, but the things that maybe you're using chemicals for currently, the things you're trying to get in the nooks and crannies in the bathroom, right? Or in the kitchen. Around the commode, like no one wants to get down on the hands and knees, a bunch of chemicals with two 16-year-old boys in the house. You know what I'm talking about.
I kind of do.
You don't want to get down there. You don't get down there.
I can't get
I use the steamer, and it will blast all of that and clean all of it.
Let me
clean all that down there. Yeah, Lou. Yeah.
Do you have a stinky drain?
You know what?
It's a personal question.
Yes, okay, you got me.
All right, you do.
Yeah.
Everybody does. And here's the thing. It's because your garbage disposal gets all that bacteria in there. Take the steamer. You wouldn't think to do this, but put it down the drain. And just by doing this and pulling that trigger like that, I am deodorizing that drain. I'm also sanitizing it. I'm killing all the bacteria that's down there. Because anything that is organic, anything living that's coming into contact with that steam on a surface, it's dying right then and there. Okay?
And you're probably melting any kind of grease or anything down there.
If there's any fat, anything down that drain, it's going to melt almost instantly when the steam hits. I'll show you one better. Now, this is truly interesting to me. Here's a cutting board, right?
Okay.
Let's say that this little cutting board right here, maybe we cut some chicken on here last night, okay? Yeah. And we washed it with soap and water. It looks pretty good. You look at it, you go like, that looks like we did a good job. Okay. Sure. Let me show you something. If I take a black light and I put it on here.
Lou has the best toys.
I have the best toys. Look what's actually on the surface of this. You wouldn't think it, but there is what we call in the business schmutz that's on here, okay? All over this thing. And really what it's doing is it's showing us proteins and organic material that got left on here, even with soap and water and scrubbing. But watch this. If I take the Wagner and I hit it with this, now you can see there's a little bit of brown coming off of there. Didn't expect that, did you? But look at this. It's getting in there, and it is sanitizing, it's deodorizing. It's really making this something that you can be proud to cut your chicken on. Now I'm going to grab this sponge right here. We're going to give that a couple good wipes. All right, now, let's look at the black light.
All right.
There's the top. You can see a clear line of delineation.
You can see right where it
there.
cut
There's
through.
all the massive parts. Now, there are some cuts on this. I'm going to spend a little more time getting in there, but you get the idea. It's really done a great job of even getting dirt that you can't see.
Well, that's important too, because these are food surfaces. What are you cleaning?
Exactly.
What are you using where you're putting food, where you're feeding your family? Getting this home right now, let us cover the shipping and handling. We're going to ship this out to you. Listen, you're going to use it outdoors. All that outdoor furniture, used it on my outdoor furniture that was dusty and kind of gross. I just used the steam to clean that, the outdoor table, the outdoor furniture, the bathroom and the kitchen. Your floors, we just put in brand new floors and we're in and out and moving everything in and out. We use steam, quick drying steam to clean and sanitize and to get into all of those little corners. So what Lou's doing right now,
just clearing the lines.
Because we had one of these sitting here for a while we were talking about the other ones, the water inside will go from steam. When it cools down, it'll go back to water because that's what it does here. And I think we have a great video here. Let's take a look at this video of kind of all of the uses, some of the other uses you're seeing, and then we'll show you here live in the studio. Take a look at this. What are we looking at here? Also floors, kitchen floors. Here we go.
You can see the kitchen floor. In fact, I'm going to do the floors in just a second here, but you get the attachments for that. We also that's the window attachment where you take the squeegee off and you actually use it on fabrics.
Yes.
So you can use this to sanitize your beds. You can use it to steam your clothes. There's Ty.
That's been my life.
Taking that wallpaper off. It's a nightmare. That's what I was talking about with the grill. Cleaning that grill off, my gosh. Then using it in your car. I mean, you can literally sanitize every single surface. This is a car detailer's dream, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah. Take it out to the car and get it. Okay, let's talk floors. Okay, look, in the past 4.5 minutes, we've had 100 people order. Congratulations. Listen, you send me your pictures, I'll send you mine of us steaming.
He has pictures.
Oh,
You're
man.
gonna really like this.
Oh, man. Okay, let's take a look.
Let's talk about the floors. Okay, so you're getting all these attachments you're seeing right here. You're getting the 2 extension poles I've got. You're getting the brush here on the end that's got bristles. Great for grout. And we even give you the microfiber cloth that's on here on the bottom. You're going to get that. This is totally washable, but it's great to use on solid surfaces. If I pull the trigger, you're going to see just how much crazy steam is coming out of this. So let's go down to the floor down here, okay? We're going to do luxury plank vinyl first. That's the first floor that we're going to do. Sticky mess on here, but watch the way when I use the Wagner that steam starts coming out. It's very slowly working its way up here, getting all that grease, all that schmutz off of there. Very easy to do. It's amazing the job that this does, but the beautiful thing is I'm not using any chemicals. A lot of the chemicals we use might make your house smell like a pine forest, but at the end of the day, that's leaving surfactants on the floor. And Ty, it makes the floor sticky, and it's going to make it attract even more dirt. So kind of defeats the purpose when you use that stuff. But look how in just a couple of seconds I use that Wagner on there, and you clearly see that that wasn't an oak floor, it's actually pine.
Look at that.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, wow, look at that.
Huge difference on that floor. Let's go over to the granite and the marble that's next to this here. A lot of people have shiny tiles. What makes me crazy is when the sunlight hits it, I see footprints, I see paw prints, I see all that stuff. Maybe it's just dust, maybe it's just pollen. It's that time of the year with all that pollen's out there. Notice when I'm doing this, I'm just doing steam on demand. I'm just squeezing that trigger, kind of pulsating it, because I don't want to put a lot of water there, but I just want to refresh the way that that's looking. And again, without chemicals on there, one of the worst things is to walk across like a shiny tile floor and hearing your feet just go, you know what I mean? I can't stand that.
Well, you just said refresh, and I use mine to refresh as well, to kind of deodorize, to kind of hit a few things. Maybe it doesn't need deep cleaning, but my dog's been on the couch and people are coming over. It'll help deodorize. Look at that.
Absolutely. I mean, there's just copious amounts. I love that word. Copious amounts of steam. Let's do the wood floor, okay? Because wood is one of those surfaces where typically water is not something you want to use on it. But because we're using so little water coming out of the Wagner, again, pulse it as you're going down there. Just do the pulsation as you move down. It just puts a little tiny bit on there, but enough to get everything off. there. And when I say it'll strip the floor, I'm not talking about actually the finish on it. I'm talking about getting all the chemicals off of it that you used, all the soaps that you used before on
all
there.
the copious amounts of surfactants.
Copious amounts of surfactants.
Look, and this cleaning. So we're trying to show you how often you're going to use this, where you're going to use this, what this is going to replace. Your car, your outdoor furniture, all those nooks and crannies in the kitchen and in the bathroom. Maybe it's for your clothes, your windows and your mirrors to get rid of that soap scum and all of that builds up. You're like, I don't know what chemical I'm supposed to use where. You're just going to use steam. And in the grout, that's the other thing that I love about it.
Oh, I'm just going to do that.
The grout. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we'll take a look at there. I'm getting ahead of myself here.
No, you're fine. We're in the bathroom right now. I want to show you how instead of using 3 different chemicals, I'm going to do the grout, I'm going to do the fixtures, I'm going to do the porcelain in the tub. So watch this. We get in there, we start doing the tile, we're doing the grout at the same time, and it's doing a great job. I love using this on the fixtures because that's typically where if you've got a shower caddy, all the soap builds up on this. It just makes it look horrible. And then if you got kids and they're taking a bath every single night before they go to bed, guess what? They're going to get that soap line all around the top, that scum line. Look at this. In just a couple seconds. So let's start down here because that's where we wound up. We're going to get, first of all, we're going to get that off of there. Look at that. That's gorgeous. We're going to do the fixture. That looks amazing. And then we're going to do the tile. We did all of it with one tool, and it sanitized it while we're doing it. And you know, in the 1 to 2 minutes we have left or so, I just want to show everybody something. I'm going to, look at the way it follows me too. I love this. I'm just going to, dragging this little guy along here.
Especially if you're taking it outside, taking it to the car, whatever it is. Instead of buying multiple steamers, one for your clothes, one for your car, one for the kitchen, this Wagner will do all that.
So we've got a block of ice here. There's probably about a ½ inch thick a block of ice here, but I want to show you what that stainless steel boiler is really going to do for you. You might want to stand on this side.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the warning.
Yeah, you're welcome. Because look at the way that this lasts right through. Just like that, it punches holes in this. Now, could I do that with a handheld steamer, any handheld steamer? Yeah, you know, probably I could, but it would take a lot longer to do this. This is instantaneous, the way it's blowing these holes through, because it's got the pressure from the boiler. Handheld steamers typically have what they call a heat exchanger, and all that is just like a hot coil. That's all that is. It makes the water hot, but it doesn't put it under pressure. But when you've got your Wagner, look at the amount of pressure we've got there so that you could use this indoors, outdoors, and everything in your home.
And so that is without any of the attachments on. Look at that. That's without any of the attachments on. But think about the accessories that you're getting. What did you say? 18 pieces?
18 different. In fact, let's go back. Oh, it's gone. Okay.
18, that's okay. But 18 pieces. There's going to be an accessory and a thing to put on the end for every job for the scrub. Thank you for that. If you're looking at hsn.com, this is what you're going to find on .com, including that wallpaper remover, which works like brilliantly. It works brilliant. I actually started without it. I was like, I bet I could just peel this off. You cannot. You cannot just peel wallpaper off.
I bet you gave it the good old college try.
Oh, I was so naive. I was like, I bet I could. But you use the steamer with the power and the steam, and it melts that glue and it peels right off. Okay.
Is it crazy?
Windows.
Let's hit that window again. Remember, you're getting that window squeegee. If you just do the windows alone, guys. But remember, you can do everything from the floor to the ceiling, everywhere in between. You get all the attachments with this. It's made by Wagner, a name that everybody out there knows. And, by the way, we haven't mentioned this, Ty, but in addition to the wheels and the 8-foot hose, there's actually a caddy on here for you to actually keep all of your accessories right on board so you're never going to, I mean, look at that. In seconds, no chemicals. And if I was in the bathroom, if this was a shower stall, if I don't have to use chemicals and get all those fumes, this is what I'm going to do. So much easier.
Steaming it up. Okay, it's a birthday price. It's $99.99, and I'm telling you, you're going to love using this steam. Look how much power you're getting for cleaning, for sanitizing, for all of that on free shipping and handling. It's so good to see you, Lou Caputo.
Bye, Ty.
Thank you, my friend. And big shout out to Wagner for the last 2 weeks of my life, helping me clean all the spaces, cleaning my furniture when they pulled it off of the truck, and I gave it a nice steam, and it deodorized, and all of that coming out and peeling off the wallpaper there. Emily, we're coming up to the end of Saturday shopping here. Already the end. I want to thank everybody for joining us this morning. I hope you will continue to tune in and join us every Saturday morning here, but we're ending with something very special today here.
We have so much fun on Saturdays.